December the 27th. Some people are out of Christmas sales. Some people are lolling at home enjoying their Christmas break. And some people are pouring liquid nitrogen over processors to see how fast they'll run at minus 190 degrees centigrade. They're called Benchtec, and they're the most extreme overclockers in the UK. We came along to Surrey to their annual LN2 party, which bizarrely is taking place in a stud farm. I guess it's horses for courses.
What we're doing here today is to try and push our hardware to the extreme limit using liquid nitrogen, which cools basically the hardware down to minus 192 Celsius.
What we've got here is it's an aluminium and copper mixture. Have a look on there. There's a copper base with an aluminium pot. Can't take this apart, but this is actually screwed onto the copper. Inside there you'll see it's a stepped copper base, and what that does is it maximises the surface area that the liquid nitrogen is cooling directly onto the copper. The aluminium, we use aluminium instead of copper to keep the cost down. The trick is to make sure that you've got really good contact on the CPU head itself, which you can see on here, but it's well insulated around the perimeter of the unit so as not to get condensation on the motherboard and other components that could easily be damaged by moisture. And then by keeping this continually topped up while it's running through the test, you're able to control the temperature within a 10-degree delta. If you go above or below that, it's likely that the test is going to fail.
The farm is called Benchtec UK, and it's a new farm that we've set up basically for the extreme overclocking hardware enthusiast. In the rankings that we've achieved in such a short amount of time, we're currently 16th in the world and basically been running now 2 months.
And what are you making here?
This is the base insulation plate, so we can insulate the area around the processor itself, so that these components here are rated to be nowhere near as tolerant as the processor itself to temperature. So we have to make sure that the insulation's in place to prevent the other components getting quite so cold.
Well, we started off just by overclocking on air because it's extra performance for no cost increase basically, and it just escalated.
Isn't that the wrong thing to be doing? Like, you're heating it up rather than...
No, I'm warming it out, I'm drying it out.
Drying it out?
Yeah, it's got very damp. Just a heat gun, basically, to dry any moisture off, wiping the old compound off.
What on earth is going on here?
Just trying to get rid of some of the condensation.
Dominating the previous custom PC benchmark for about 12 months has got to be probably the most pleasing thing, and I guess being in the top 6 Hall of Fame on the Future Mark benchmarks for nearly 18 months as well.
So this isn't much like LN2. What are you using here?
Skull Trail board. It's an unreleased board currently from Intel. Two Core 2 Extreme QX9775s in there, so something in excess of what we have today with our current production SKUs.
So what are you running here?
A QX9650.
I've got it on the screen over here.
I'm trying to beat Barry's score from yesterday.
Oh yeah? What did he get to?
About 5.6.
So what happened there?
Basically, the chip's got a cold bug.
So what does that mean, cold bug?
Basically, if you get to a certain temperature, the chip won't boot, i.e. this chip won't boot anything colder than minus 150. But in Windows, the cold bug is around minus 190. Basically what that means is the chip just freezes. And the Windows install freezes and everything crashes basically.
That table was in down.
We came to hear the event through a colleague of ours we've met at different events in the past, And you know, to be honest with you, it's more of an interest at this stage. So we're aware of the efforts of the guys in the group, trying to form like a UK team. And it was really that, to come down, see what they're up to, see if we can, you know, look to do anything with them in the future.
One of the things you have to be careful of is when you're actually running a bench, is you don't want to pour a great big glug of it in just as it comes off of load, because all of a sudden temperatures will plummet back down and it will freeze. So there's a bit of skill in judging the end of your bench.
Gotcha.
If you overfill, all that'll happen is you'll finish the bench, you'll see a score, and that will be it, because it will just freeze.
Any chance of an iced tea?
I'll tell you what, an iced tea. Help yourself, grab a straw.
And as darkness falls on the Surrey stud farm, we leave the boys from Benchtec to their quest for the lowest temperature, the fastest processor speed, and the highest benchmarking score in the UK and hopefully the world.